working on.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, welcome back to Thought Bubble Podcast with us. We're here with the producer and Anthony.
Ayo.
and today's been an interesting day. It's our day off. We didn't really have any specific topics. It's been a busy day. My mother's here because a tree has been officially removed from the front of my house. I'll miss it forever. It was an amazing process to watch them unroot it and just demolish it.
They've done that for my house too.
Yeah.
Only our tree was it was completely dead.
Never seen the process
And
before.
it
The guy
never-
climbed the tree.
We had that tree for 20 years. It never grew. It just it grew to a certain height and then just didn't even mature into a full tree.
So yeah. Anyway, so today's just been kind of all over
Yeah.
the place, and we were working also, which is funny, working on our day off.
I wasn't working. He was.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was working. He was teaching. I was
yeah,
working.
I'm just sitting here
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah, he taught me a lot that I didn't even. Yeah.
At work, I made 13 sets. In
Yeah,
a day.
just shut up. We're not talking. Yeah, exactly.
But
Let's
no,
just put it this. Be more general. He is already crushing his job.
Well, let's see. I was thinking I was just performing normally. So when I said 13, I was like, okay, that's not very many because I see all these people making
Yeah, what?
50,
Yeah.
40. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy.
Yeah.
But-
Well, anyway, so the point of the matter is he's taking over today, and I'm just gonna shut up and listen unless he asks for anything. So, yeah, welcome
All right.
to the producer.
So today, in the
Speak
producers.
up though. You gotta speak up. You're very quiet.
Hold on. So, so for the producers. So, my day, how it came to pass. So I remember last night I told my mom, or not my mom, I'm sorry, my sister. I was like, look, I get you want to watch TV in the morning before you go to school. You want to unwind before you have to wake up and, get ready for school. I'm like, I get that, but look, I have nowhere to sleep. I can't sleep in Gabe's room. I'm not sleeping in his bed. His bed hurts my back, nor would I sleep with my brother. And on a further note, the mattress that I only have to sleep on is on the ground, and I didn't feel like sleeping on the ground in the winter. So I was like, I'm sleeping on this couch, and this couch is comfortable. I'm sleeping here. I don't care if you get up at 6 o'clock and you can't watch TV. I'm sleeping here. Luckily, she started getting ready and all this stuff, and she didn't quite wake me up until 8 a.m., but it wasn't her fault. I was just awake. But I woke up because all the lights were off except for the bathroom light. And the bathroom light is right in front of the couch. So she's having the door open, shining it on me while I'm trying to sleep. And then she makes so much noise trying to get food and trying to get ready and all this crap. And it's just come on. I'm trying to sleep. And then when she was awake, she's like, can I watch TV? And I go, nope, I'm watching TV. It's my day off. Shut her up. I'm tired of her. It's just, I give her leeway because she's my sister. I love her, but she needs to shut up. Yeah, she just needs to shut up.
All right, so that was a good rant, but
no, I needed to get that out.
yeah, no, I feel it, dude. I'm proud of you. So what he's I'm sorry.
So
you didn't
because what I'm dealing with is trying to set boundaries with my mom, and so I'm waiting until the right time to where I can talk to her, where we're both available, where we're both calm about it. I'm gonna come in today, not really talk to her, maybe wait till tomorrow afternoon, but I'm definitely gonna set some boundaries with my mother.
So that was a good rant.
Oh, excuse me, but because I'm tired of living in my room, but at the same time I stay there because my mom, I can't be around her because of who she is. I love her, I want to talk to her, but I can't be around her more than 30 minutes. Otherwise I get sick and I feel drained.
Excuse me.
And then I can't perform at my job the next day. It's that bad.
That's not fun.
Yeah. So I have to be in very little contact with her throughout my work week. And then it's my day off, yeah, I can maybe spend an hour, but eventually I just get sick. It's just her energy. When I'm at my dad's, it's my dad wants to actually watch the TV shows I want to watch. We actually want to, do stuff together. It's a very different relationship. But anyway, so I guess the topic on this podcast.
Yeah, we didn't really. I guess that's what I failed to mention. We didn't really come prepared, but we didn't want to abandon our own. We want to make it consistent.
Honestly, with this new job, I thought I would have a lot of energy in the beginning, but now actually performing and actually saying, hey, I have to get to this certain percentage before I can relax. I'm still in that mode to where
I'm luckily I feel more comfortable now.
My worst case scenario is I end up in PIP maybe for a week. My best case scenario, I don't have to worry
I have no
about
idea what you're talking about now.
Oh, the performance thing.
Don't need to. Just don't
Right.
talk about work. Who cares about?
I know,
work?
but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, it's stress. It's stress.
Right.
Right now, it's like, yeah, you got to perform. It's a serious job. This is, probably
Right.
the most professional job. Yes, by far.
like it's gotten to the point to where, you know how every time I'd go out, I'd want to like drink or have fun.
Yeah, have fun, do whatever.
When I went out with John to a movie where they had a new bar at the new movie theater in Noblesville, or not the Imagine, but they like remodeled.
I
it.
have no idea.
Anyway, they remodeled this. It's newly owned. They bought out this one company, and so anyway, it's newly modeled. And they have a new bar. Now they have actual hard liquor selections, more beer selections. I was like, oh, I really want it, but the next day I had to work,
Yep.
and I was like, I go, well, if I order here, I'm gonna want a 24 ounce or at least a 12 ounce, and I know I'm not gonna work tomorrow because I don't drink that much anymore.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So, really, it goes back to this is the most professional job I have ever worked for. I'm so
Yeah,
glad
no,
I found it.
Me too, because
Yeah.
Kroger was a joke.
You don't need to name names. No names. Absolutely no names. Don't worry about it. You know what?
I don't mind mentioning Kroger.
Yeah, who cares?
No,
Kroger sucks.
they are.
Kroger's absolutely
They
ridiculous.
are a good example because.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Here's the thing: they treated me better than most companies, but they still treated you badly under the table if you weren't like aware of it. There was a lot of rumors going around. I'd walk past them throughout the day. They'd all be about me. They wouldn't say my name, but the way they described.
It was an immature job
Right.
for immature people.
Even an old man who worked there longer than I was doing that.
But you understand the choices of people that they
Yeah.
hire too.
Yeah.
But no, really, this job that we have is incredibly. You guys kind
Understanding.
of have an echo or something going on. I can hear you. I can hear what you said like a minute ago. Is he? Sorry. Zach, no, it's okay. Zach, that's called a delay. So, no, it's okay. He doesn't know what that is. So, no, it's an adorable question. It's an adorable
just
question.
Just the word you were about to say.
I
I had to laugh it out.
I know. No, but so that's a time delay, Zach. So you can hear us in real time because you're in the next room. But it transfers data over to the interwebs and puts it onto the YouTubes, and then it goes into your ears.
Mr. Film Major.
Oh yeah, Mr. Film. Yeah, Mr. I like film, and
I know everything
I'm
about
going to
film.
Hollywood, baby. I'm gonna be a director.
Wait, what's the current one? I worked for a recording place.
Yeah. Let's not even don't.
So you can hear us in real time.
No, yeah, it's a very, very our job, and we're not naming names, but our job to keep just don't. But our job is very professional,
Right.
And the people that we work with, I've had basically almost zero issue with anything, and even when there was an issue, it was easily redeemed. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and even if I made a mistake, it
they're-
was easily
They're
redeemed.
super understanding because
Yes.
there was one day where I was confused what she was typing me. Like I didn't know what she was talking about this last lead because it was like an hour.
Again, don't use
Oh,
words about
sorry.
work
Or
because they have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, okay, but it's code for us. But okay, anyway.
True,
anyway.
yes.
So it was this project, I had to take notes on, and I guess it was like an hour, and I forgot some detail, but I knew what it was. But when she texted me, she's like, you're missing something for this project, and I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, you need to call me and give me like more
Yeah,
detail.
yeah.
And most managers would kind of look at you and like question you, but no, she called me. And she specified, and I was like, "Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, this is exactly what was missing. I'll fix it." I've never had that at my other jobs. It's like you need to know. It's like if you're confused, you need to fucking figure it out.
Oh,
Pardon my French, but yeah.
yeah.
But that's how they are. That's their attitude.
Yeah. No,
But in this new job, it's
different.
yeah.
They care.
Like at the end of my training, that's when I decided, okay, I'm actually in. I will tell them I'm diabetic. I will tell them
Like our IT group. Oh,
because I noticed we're going to be on the phones a lot. And so even though I'm sitting down, I could have a low blood sugar even if I ate normally because it still happens with my new medication. That's why you have to watch it. So I could be sitting there on the phone being too distracted from work, drop low,
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing about
You know,
Zach's comment.
and then next thing you know, I can't focus. I mess stuff up. So I told her, I said, if at any time I need to take a break in terms of diabetes, I will let you know. It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
because
I was actually going to ask you about that. I'm curious.
But I'm
how
I'm
much
still
does
gonna.
it impact your job?
It
Hasn't yet, or
not. It almost did that one day when I was stressed about the internet issue or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But it was just because I knew I hadn't eaten right away in the morning because my dad's coffee was so strong. I shit 4 times that day. Oh my god! And I forgot to eat in the morning, and then I was stressed about that. And then by the time it was getting fixed, I had to go through my lunch and move my work area at my dad's house, so I couldn't eat right away, even though I needed to eat. And so I just couldn't think, and that's usually when I know, hey, your blood sugar's low. But I ate a piece of pizza, I was good. And that's the thing, I've watched what I eat now, because I notice if I can master my blood sugar and get it at a certain level, my functionality combined with the mushroom caplets that I take to help me with my focusing and absorbing information and being present, it's paid off. It really has, because I've never performed like this. I've been so used to underperforming because my jobs have not meant anything. I haven't been motivated for so many years that I haven't practiced this in a while. And so because of that, because of taking this job, I'm back into it. I'm back in the swing of things. So it's like, yeah, it's great. It's paying off. I'm glad.
No, it's good.
But it's just like, wow, I can't believe I didn't practice this all the time.
I got to be honest with you. I was going to say this. I'm really glad I met you. You're a much, much, much smarter person than you originally. I think you weren't being challenged.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, your true colors came out, and it's just.
I think that's what happened in college. I was bored.
Yeah. And that happened to me too. When you're bored, you don't even try. You give up. You don't, and you need. I had an interesting conversation with a friend last night. Someone I went to high school with. We haven't spoken in decades, but we had a very interesting conversation. He doesn't believe in setting goals. He says that.
See, I used to believe in that too, but here's the thing. I kind of do and I don't. The way I see it is, yes, you need to have goals, but don't make them specific. Make them attainable. Make them simple enough to where you will achieve them, but don't give yourself such a strict time frame to where you're.
So let me finish real quick, because you're saying, I think you're saying exactly what we're. So what he said was, goals are bad because you can fail, you can,
right,
blah blah blah. And I said, well, I'm going to disagree with you because I have one goal. I kept it general. It's a life goal. My goal in life is to have children and help them be better than I was. That's it. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And that's very obtainable. And and I told him, here's the thing. If I don't obtain that goal, I'm okay with that. You have to understand, a goal is important. It drives you.
The way I see it,
we also understand you don't always get what you get.
Honestly,
he wants to be in film. He's never going to be.
Right. But honestly, my take on it is like, look, I know I want kids. But at this point in my life,
I know, right?
I don't want kids till I'm probably 35, maybe 30.
And sadly, no one's really.
I want to, if I do have a girlfriend, great. But I don't want to have kids
I'm in the same boat, man.
Until I'm a little older.
I don't think anyone wants to be with me.
I want to be comfortable enough to where I'm like, hey, I can afford my family. Because if you start having kids, you might have 3 kids right away, and then you're like, well, my job, I can't support 3 kids. And then
first you got to support yourself. It always starts there. And once I'm golden, because I can tell this job is I'm starting to save. I'm starting. I got hit with the computer payment the other day.
That group. See that group that I went with.
Yeah.
Where I met that girl.
Yeah.
I'm the most social out of all of them.
I'm not surprised.
Who talk to the adults, because I enjoy talking to adults. I can relate to people.
You realize you're talking to an adult
I know.
now.
I realize that. But what I'm saying is, I can relate to people who are around my age, but I don't connect with them.
Yeah.
I can relate, but I don't connect. Yeah. With adults, like my dad, I connect with him, but it's on a deeper level than my mom. With other adults, I open up to them just immediately, because I've also been told by Zach's mom multiple times, I have an old soul.
I think so. Yeah. Again, our day's been pretty busy. Our heater's been broken. I have 4 jackets on. How many layers do you have on?
I've got 3 pairs of pants on.
Oh wow. Okay.
But they're like thin.
Okay.
the
the
coffee cup. The coffee cup ones I had.
Oh yeah, the cute
ones. I have another thin pair on, which is the Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah.
And then I have these sweatpants on.
That's funny. My legs, my feet, they're good.
But see, I've lost weight though. But I've lost weight though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I'm down to I'm like in the 180s.
So now you get cold easier.
right? But also
Welcome to our world.
but with less weight, less insulin resistance, because that's how I was. Like I suddenly ballooned with insulin by taking injections, but then that makes your body take more, so your resistance goes up, and it's just it was bad. So it's like imagine being type 2 and taking unnecessary, an unnecessary amount of insulin that you don't need, and then I started having health issues. Like I started having heart issues. I started having all this other stuff happened to me that was bad. Like I had to take 2 different heart medications.
Yeah, you were telling my mom that. I want to hear more. Yeah.
My blood sugar was so high that I had to take a kidney medication that doubled as a blood pressure medication. So one pill was for kidney and blood pressure. Then they put me on a separate blood pressure medication. And it was just because I had anxiety. Because when they trained me for diabetes, it was one day in the clinic, obviously. They contact you in a couple days to make sure your levels are good, right? Like around where it needs to be, or just better than what it was, and then they leave you alone, get you connected, whatever. So it was like one day in the clinic, the rest of the week at my parents' house, like just with my parents, and them having to learn it because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And then I get thrust back into college. One day in the clinic, and then I have to deal with college, and I don't even know how my body is going to react. It got to the point to where I would have to miss classes if they were too early in the morning because my blood sugar would constantly be high, even though I can't help it at the time.
Speak to them and speak up.
Come on.
This is a good story.
Because I can't help it all the time because it was insanely out of control, and because of that, I would have to miss class. Like I would literally have to email my teachers and be like, I can't come to class. My blood sugar's too high. It's just, I can't. My body, I told them ahead of time after the first day so they're aware. I try not to, call off. I told them if I come in one morning, I'm not really engaged. It's my blood sugar. I apologize, but I'm still here. I'm still alert, but it's just bear with me. They were good about that, but it's just some days I had to call off and I didn't want to because they might have been important days. But it's like, I don't want to go there if I'm not going to be able to be alert and learn the information.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad. Like imagine your whole body feeling achy and you can't think. Like you have a thought, you think it's going through, but it's like it takes a while. It's like brain fog.
That's funny. Dr. Drew talked about that, and I didn't really understand it. He kept saying, during COVID I get brain fog, and I had to look it up.
This was diabetes. And so when your sugars are high enough, even when they're not 700 when I found out, my average at the time in college was around 200, which was a hell of a lot better. I might get to 300 at the worst times, like if I had too much sugar.
Can you explain the numbers again one more time?
It's just the amount of sugar in your blood.
And it should be around 80, is that what or you said it depends on the person?
80 to 120. And
tell them about the story when you were 7.
And there was another type where you can be like 90 to 120, around there. So like 80 to 120, somewhere in that range. That's normal. So I was around 200, 250 at the worst, maybe 300. It was college diet, so whatever. But anyway, it was that high that I didn't realize it was affecting my mental capability, like my mental facility. You know what I mean? My mental facilities. Like I was doing math class. I'm really good at math if I'm interested in it. But at the same time, I would know what to do. And if my blood sugar was messed up, I might not learn what I needed to. I might forget to ask about a detail that I need to bring up. Or it would be something so small, you're so tired, you're not going to remember that. You're not going to want to put the energy into that, So it's very tiring with having, uncontrolled blood sugar.
Tell me about the 700 something.
But 768, you're supposed to be dead.
Tell them what they told you.
They told me I should have been dead or I should have had a stroke and been laying on a bed in front of them while they found out I was diabetic. Because I was ripped in high school. I worked out 7 days a week, 5 days for class and 2 days for fun. And so they're like, you're type 1, because clearly I was fit, but I had an insanely high blood sugar. And so they diagnosed me as that, but I guess they didn't give me an official test, which was surprising. I thought they did. And then 5 years later, my new doctor, the right doctor who actually goes through everything and makes you understand, and puts the time and energy because she cares and is very easy with you. Most doctors don't understand that you're diabetic. Most doctors don't understand that you're diabetic, even though they're treating you. And so they force you to go into these numbers when you're not ready. Like I had doctors said, you have to be, at least 140. This is not, I'm like, I'm human. I'm just starting out. My diet, like they didn't even talk to me about that. They're just, lecturing you when they need to understand and work with you and help you learn. I had to do that all on my own. My parents couldn't even help me because they're not diabetic. And then what's kind of shitty is my mom's type 2. She finds out after I was diagnosed as type 1, or thinking I was type 1, but she doesn't do anything. She still has the same diet. She's still taking stronger meds than I am. She could have been done with this sooner than me. And all she would have to do is take the right medication and...
Did she know about this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I can tell, because she even told me, she's like, yeah, I'm type 2, but I still eat candy all the time. I'm like, yes, I do too, but I do it more sparingly. She'll do it all the time. I mean, she's always been overweight her entire life, but it's like, come on, Mom, try. Like, I know she can't work out because it's embarrassing, and also with her weight, it's hard to move around because her knees and back and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's why you need to be on a medication that helps you lose weight without working out, and then when you're comfortable enough, start moving around. But all she wants to do is get a surgery, which is just more money you're flushing down the drain, and then you have to change your entire diet because they're cutting into your stomach. So then, like, you know, you're not going to enjoy food anymore. And then it gets worse because then she's been fat enough for so long, bless her heart, that she's going to have to get a skin surgery, you know, because its skin's been so stretched out that when she loses weight so dramatically, you're going to have what? Saggy skin. That's just going to happen. So it's probably going to get to the point where she'll have to get a surgery for that. Knowing her, knowing how she sees herself, she'll probably do that. And that's just even more money. And she's only like in her 40s, maybe 50s. She's like around my dad's age, but she's a little younger.
You don't know. Yeah, whatever. You don't really have a great connection with her anyway. Right. I wouldn't know her age either. Yeah. But no, yeah, keep going. No, this is interesting. I mean, especially for people out there that are like interested. And really, all I hear too is misdiagnosis.
Right,
misdiagnosis.
and I actually looked this up. It was through a conspiracy theory I was doing. It was generally just about how you know the government controls us in such a negative way. You know, and because of that, that's why we have this world where you believe that you're suffering to the point to where you are. You convince yourself to where this is your hell, even though you don't view it that way, but subconsciously you make it to where life controls you. Now, yes, there are some unforeseen circumstances, sure, you know, a random car accident, whatever happens, but eventually you absorb so much negativity from the news, from everything you watch, to the point to where you believe that your life sucks, and then that ends up happening. You end up manifesting your own reality because it's all based on your feelings, your emotions, how you conduct yourself. It's all about just being in control, but you have to be in the right control to make it work. You know, I didn't learn this when I was younger. You have to learn how to almost hack your brain. Think of your brain as a computer, you know. If you can hack your brain and make it easier to the point to where you can excel, do it. Do it the right way, do it the effective way. Don't take shortcuts to where it's going to hinder you, but you do need to learn how to, you know, be more efficient, and that's important, especially when you're older, because not only will you have to learn how to deal with the job, but if you're married, you'll have to deal with somebody else. Then if you have kids, you have to deal with them, you know. Like, I don't want a job where I have to get up really early, but then I have a newborn I have to take care of.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to function at my current job if I had a newborn to take care of. Yeah. I'd be like forgetting, you know, it wouldn't be pretty. So I know, like, I need to pick a career that I can do, that I'm comfortable with, but won't take so much energy out of me to where I'm not there for my family, because that's important to me. I'm a homebody. If I can stay home and make it work.
Oh, if I could be a stay-at-home dad, I would just be the best.
I mean,
dad.
no, honestly, if I could be a stay-at-home dad, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
You know,
work on the side when I can.
Because actually, if you think about it, women love when you do chores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So even if they're working, as long as you're supporting them, it doesn't matter. You know, that's just something you have to do. Yes, as a man, you know, you want to work, you want to provide, but you're providing in a different way. You know, it's all based on circumstances. Because you see it all the time. You know, the male isn't always the most dominant in the relationship. You might have, you know, the female party take more control. You know, it just happens. It's just how you guys give and take, how you help each other, because they're your partner. You know, they're supposed to help you through life. You're committing your life. You're saying
that's an interesting. I'd love to hear a woman's perspective.
You're signing like almost like a soul contract. You're saying, I am binding myself with you. You know, in a way to where we will help each other. We will hopefully better, you know, through better or worse,
Mm-hmm.
improve on our lives, and be able to make this work. And that's what I'm committing to. And by showing that, you know, I cut myself off from wanting to engage in sexual acts with other people. I'm devoting my life to you. You know, I'm giving you my devotion to the
I
point.
am yours.
Yeah, I am yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so by doing that, it should be strictly understood that you are here for each other. You are not enemies. What happens with most couples is how they fall out of love is, yes, they are agreeing at first, you know, they agree to have a kid, but then maybe they didn't talk about it for so long. There was not enough communication. Then the father or the mother doesn't say it until the kid's actually born, until they're actually taking care of it. They're stressed out because they don't know what they're doing. Next thing you know, you have a divorce. Then the kid's life is fucked up. You know, or they don't financially plan. They have to give up the kid for adoption. They didn't want to, but maybe they couldn't afford to keep you. You know, it could have been an unforeseen pregnancy. It just happened.
Hey, Lonnie, how's it going, man?
You know, circumstances.
I'm glad you're still alive and kicking. I'm not even joking. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, one of my good little gaming buddies. But no, keep going. Yeah, this is interesting. And see, again, it all just leads to no one helped you correctly. No one.
Right.
It's
Like
horrible.
my dad was there. He was giving me advice, but he didn't know how to, I guess, make me.
He didn't know.
Apply.
He's not
Yeah.
a doctor. He's
Right,
not a
right.
psychologist.
And of course, you know,
therapist.
he actually, I found this out. My dad is on the spectrum. He told
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
See, that was funny. See, now that we're both adults, and there are weeks where I will stay there without the kids, and you know, we'll do our own thing. You know, hang out. You know, and anyway, like we are so close now. We were so close when I was a kid. Like my dad, I was a daddy's boy. You know, or how do you
No, I mean, yeah,
a father's
sure.
son. Yeah,
Father's
how do you
son.
want-
Yeah.
yeah, I was I'm basically my dad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I found out he was on the spectrum. That makes perfect sense. He's bisexual. I'm bisexual. Like, we share so many common qualities. I just have a slight twist because I got my mom's genetics. I'm slightly healthier than he is. I'm slightly balding less at my age than he was when he was the same age because of my mom's genetics. Like, I can tell my grandparents on my dad's side, they're gonna die at probably 70 or 80. Like they're having health issues and they're almost 70, maybe around, you know, late 60s. But with my mom's family, my grandpa, who I said who's 90 years old, he just now started having, like, you know, a little mental decline. I can kind of tell, but it's slight. So, like, I know he'll be good till 100. He has lived a good.
Isn't that
long
crazy?
life.
My grandfather, my mom's dad, because you said, you were like, what did you say? My mom looks incredibly healthy for her age?
Yeah.
Because she's 70 years old, but yeah, they're all about health. Her dad lived, I think he was 102 when he died. And I'll never forget this. He might have been in his 90s at this point, but yeah. I was over and we were all there to take family pictures, whatever, in Wisconsin.
right.
And he's off trying to fight his daughters. He's got 7 kids. They're all saying, no, stop, you're not working. He's trying to get on a lawnmower and drive
Right.
around and cut the lawn. Don't you tell me not to work. I will do that. He was
Right,
just
right.
going on, man.
Right.
Yeah, and now my parents, they're healthier than anyone I've ever, like, I think they're
see,
going to outlive me.
Also, what I've noticed is, you know, when I was younger, I never acknowledged what my dad was going through. Like, I would
Yeah.
I would always sit there and, you know, like, I would understand what he was going through, but I could never relate to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that I'm relating to him, he relates to me more. We give each other advice. Like, he's glad I'm doing it well. He's so glad I took this on my job. The only reason why I wasn't was because my mom was convincing me otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's a very negative influence in terms of, like, she wants me to advance, but she's like, no, you'll be safe at Kroger. You know, you won't get fired for no reason. And I felt like she wasn't believing in me. You know, she
Yeah.
wasn't giving me the confidence that I needed to say, hey, you can do this, because she never did.
Yeah.
You know, my dad would be there. He would always encourage you, but, like, I wanted both. I never got both. You know, my mom grew up in the South. I think it was how her mom treated her, because it turns out my mom's mom is an alcoholic, or was an alcoholic. Obviously, she's long gone now, but she died before she met me, like before I was born, because it was so bad. And so that's why she's against alcohol. So when she saw me experimenting and sometimes throwing up, like I did before, unintentionally, because it does happen. My dad understands. He's
Wait,
like,
throwing up from what?
like being too drunk. You know,
Oh,
even
okay,
even
okay.
if you're an experienced drinker, it can still happen.
Yeah.
Right. You know,
I avoid that
I was
completely.
an experienced
Yeah.
I was an experienced drinker in college, believe me, and it still
Me
happened.
too. Yep. Not
But
fun.
anyway,
Not fun.
it got bad unintentionally, but it wasn't like bad where I was dying. It was just a simple fact that throw up was all over the floor and I had to clean it up. But it was bad because I was laying in it
Oh no.
with my back. It wasn't like I was in it to where I was drowning in it, thank God. It was just I was laying on my back and I just went to sleep.
You never told
But
me this before.
it wasn't so much to where it was a concern though. Like it wasn't like crowding me or like to the point to where if I did turn over, I'd be screwed. But it was bad to the point, you know, she walked in and there was just like vomit everywhere.
Wow.
And I felt so bad, you know, I cleaned it up, I did what I had to, and then for a while, as soon as that happened, she goes, there is no more alcohol in this house. Or she's like, you know, you can no longer buy alcohol anymore, you know, or bring it to my house. And I said, okay, fine. And I was like, it was an accident. It just happened. Like I'm usually in control, you know, of it. And I was like, I messed up. And so then she didn't trust me for a while. So then if I wanted to even just have a shot, like even just a shot or a beer, I would have to literally sneak it into my mom's house just to enjoy it, even though I'm old enough.
Yeah.
Eventually, my stepdad, him getting to know me and seeing that I did drink and he did kind of catch me, but he knew I wasn't so much to where my mom had to intervene again or they found me, that he eventually, I think, talked to her and said, look, he learned from it. He's not doing it anymore. He may drink. It's on occasion. He's moderate with it
Yeah, you
now."
don't drink that much.
Yeah,
You really don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
And
I've only seen
it
you
was-
act out once.
it was just that,
Yeah, just that one time.
I tried to use alcohol as
A crutch.
as an escape.
Yeah, a crutch.
Because no, it wasn't a crutch.
Okay.
Because what happened was for so long I was so depressed, even just hanging out with everybody. Like I still had fun over here, but I was still just depressed because how my life was and how work was and
Speak
how
up, man.
and how I was being treated.
People are listening.
And you know, it was awful to the point to where I ended up buying that because in my state of mind when you said, hey, let's get fucked up today, we're gonna celebrate. I think it was your new job or we were celebrating something.
Something, yeah.
And I was like, sure, yeah, I'm down for it. But in my subconsciously, I took that as, all right, I'm gonna buy a fifth of peanut butter whiskey, the Screwball, and I'm gonna drink it all. I'm gonna go hardcore. I finished that thing in what, 2 to 3 hours?
Oh my goodness.
2 hours?
Yeah, it was gone, and I was freaking out.
I was drinking slowly for like 2 hours.
It was you were like, oh, I'm fine, and you were. It was like you
Yeah.
had it in the fridge, but the minute you took it out of the because you were pouring it into glasses, so I was
Right.
like, okay, cool.
I kept
but
the
then
glass cold.
and you kept it chilled. But then you took the bottle out of the fridge, and I was like, oh shit, and then the bottle was gone, and then you were just running into shit. What did you do? You cracked my wall. You knocked it. Oh, who cares? I already fixed it. I took care of it, and I forgive you. It's okay.
she know? Okay.
Oh, she doesn't need to know. And if she does know, it's already fixed. Who cares? It's all right. He's worried about my mother, and if she ever knows, who cares? I fixed it. But you knocked a picture over,
But
and
it got so bad that I blacked out, and I've never blacked out before. I've passed out, like, oh, I just went to bed, whatever, and I would make it to bed. But like, I've never blacked out to where I did something unintentionally. And so, you know, that scared me, and I realized that maybe subconsciously I didn't care. Because I knew, like, I was on medication where you're not supposed to drink, right? But I thought it would do the opposite thing. You know, make it to where, oh, he just drank too much, whatever. But I came back the next day and I realized what I did, and I was like, what the fuck? Why did I decide to do that? Like, I didn't know why. And then when stuff started happening, I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. This is not me. This was not me. And I got my shit together. Like,
you got a good wake up call. And
that was my rock bottom.
Yeah.
That like
Which is good. It wasn't that bad.
Right. It
Yeah.
wasn't that bad, but it was just still it. I came back the next day and it surprised me because I kept these feelings so bottled up. Because even though I did talk to people, you know, therapists and stuff, I realized that yeah, at some point they want your money, but the one I was with, like, we had problems with insurance, right? And I told her, my mom told me it'll be fixed by next week. You know, we just got new ones. We don't have the cards yet. We'll get them next week. Get you the information. The next time we meet, I gave her the information. She couldn't process it right. Then she got mad. You know, I could tell she was getting mad. And then we just ended up not talking because the insurance information never got updated. But now I'm out of contact with her, but I don't want to talk to her anymore because it's like.
Can I just point out real quick? I just want to let you know. I don't know if this is making you feel good, but you should. There are 4 people listening to you speak. You. Does this help you at all? Does this make you feel better about you? Okay,
yeah.
so you have a voice now, and I just want to let you know. Good. Now I'm doing my job. You go ahead and keep talking, because
Okay.
I'm enjoying this.
So it's okay. So hold on. So where was I?
Uh,
I was like
you got over.
I was in
you,
flow.
You hit rock bottom. You hit rock bottom.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I hit rock bottom, and it was just like, why did I have to go that far? I could have talked to somebody, but at the same time, my dad was busy. He was stressed out dealing with having to pay for. And I understand that now, but at the time there was so much fighting going going around us that even though here's what I wanted to accomplish, because I felt like I had to spend money to come here all the time.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I was forced to. I wanted to, but because I had to spend money to come over here.
To clarify, he doesn't
Yeah.
currently. He has a really cool bike. Now that I've seen the bike, it actually looks really
Yeah,
cool.
it's in the
but
shop.
It's still in the shop.
So-
Thank you, COVID, and whoever.
But if I had my bike, it'd be $5 for a gallon of gas, 200 miles. I can make like multiple trips to your house.
Yeah.
But anyway,
gotta get
I'd
that
always
bike.
want to come over and hang out because after work, I'd have a terrible day. Customers treat you like shit.
I knew this was a place
My-
for you to decompress.
My
I knew
mom's
it.
life, living with my mom isn't very fun.
Yeah.
I don't even want to have people over. And so I needed a place to decompress. And I didn't have that. And so when I started hanging out with Anthony and, we're having fun, it was an outlet for me. And then when we introduced another friend, which was fine, I thought he was fine. He was adding a different dynamic to the group. I knew him, but I wasn't that close of a friends with him. And it got to the point to where it was all about Michael. I'm sorry to use his first name, I'm not going to use his last name, but it was all about him. And I was like, this is for all of us.
That is chaos.
And I had a hard time finding my voice because he would always yell, talk over you, ignore you, pretend
You think
like
I'm
he's,
bad? Yeah.
pretend like he's listening, but and then just say what he wants to. And so I'd be talking to all of you, but you guys would be engaged in your own conversation because he'd get you engaged. Zach doesn't want to fucking talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah,
he
really.
doesn't-
It's
he
kind of a
doesn't.
zombie in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Stone
so
wall.
it's like
yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to be like, hey, I want a voice too. I want to be able to decompress. And yes, I was bringing up a lot of the same issues, but that's all that was happening. That's all that I was dealing with, because I never had my parents to say, hey, here's what you should do for your diabetes. I was like, I don't know what to do. I have to do everything on how my body reacts, Yeah, my sugars might be improving, but I could drink whiskey one night and then my situation is so fucked up I have to start taking insulin again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it could delay my amount of time to where I'm officially in remission with type 2. That's what they call it. You're not cured from it, but you're in remission. You just know you have a risk to have it again. That's where you kind of lock in your permanent diet. Which I've switched to snacking on healthy nuts like almonds, cashews, which help with blood sugar. Also,
Good source of good fat,
and then,
right?
and then pistachios. Even though those aren't very healthy for you, they're good for a healthy snack in terms of an unhealthy healthy snack, if that makes sense. Like they're healthy enough to where it's better than having like ice cream.
Yeah.
And I was with my dad and we sat there and we ate like 2 handfuls of these pistachios. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I ate so much. And my dad's like, no, you're fine. It's better than eating 2, ice cream bars and being full. I'm like, yeah. So it's like, I'm eating healthier. I've had to tell my mom to change her diet. She, even for me, when my doctor told me, you need to stay away from processed food, that's most of my mom's diet. It's just at home in the refrigerator that you reheat. And I noticed with my blood sugars improving, sometimes if I eat something that's too chemically processed, I get sick. Not physically sick as in I throw up, but you get that achy feeling in your stomach. You get that achy feeling in your stomach, you know what I mean? You just feel like you can't eat anymore. You either need to crap it out or throw it up, or you just need to get it out of you, And I'll feel like.
Sorry, 1 second here.
Hold on. Yeah. So, but anyways, so with having to deal with diabetes, you really do have to voice yourself, because no one knows when they look at you. And that's also part of it, because not everyone's morbidly obese and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, dealing with a lot of health issues, dealing with being on the spectrum that's even more important to communicate with people, and that's what you struggle with. And so I've had to learn that recently, but sometimes your parents don't teach you what you need to learn until it's last minute, and then you're struggling because you need time to process, and it gets so hard to where you just need to learn, hey, maybe I don't need my parents. Maybe I need to put in that extra effort and think ahead of them so that way I don't depend on them anymore. And I've noticed that, and that's allowed me to grow, and now I'm almost on the verge of moving out. Like I have contingency plans. I still have my offer with John because he's the closest person I can deal with.
Yeah, we don't
I've
need
known
to use
him
names,
since
but
college.
yeah.
I was able to hang out with him in college. He's gotten better with being annoying because I told him nicely, this is what you're doing wrong.
He's
Here.
an interesting fella.
I told him you should change it and do it this way, and guess what he did?
He did
He
it?
changed his behavior.
Yeah,
He did it. He listened to me. He's
it,
pleasant
yeah.
to be around.
No, he's always pleasant to be.
Right.
He's just a very
He's-
interesting fella.
right. He's
He-
more
He
pleasant.
wants you to love him, and we
Right,
already love
right.
him. He doesn't need to give us
he's
extra love.
he's more present, but I can tell he's a gentle soul.
Yes,
so like when
absolutely.
I told him I might have another moving plan, I told him, look, I'm not denying moving in with you. I'm just saying it right now. This is my plan.
The world changes all
Right.
the time. We're trying
I
to
told
figure
him
contingencies.
I told him, look, you have a time frame. You have until this month of this year. Until I'm telling you I'm moving out. This is when it's going to happen. You have until then to either come up with a plan and tell me, hey, I found a place that works for both of us. If it's cheaper than what I'm paying right now, or I'm going to pay, I'm all for it. If I want him to put in the effort because I've been trying to do it together, but he just doesn't do it. So I'm giving him a chance to do a little bit more on his part, and I will jump in, seal the deal, make sure it's okay, to make sure he's pulling his own weight. Because I know he's autistic. He's a little bit farther on the spectrum than I'm at. He's close to me. I can relate to him. I feel like I can help him, but it's like he needs to understand. He needs to put in work. Because if I did all the work and he just agreed to it, then
Yeah, you don't want to take advantage.
right.
Of, yeah,
And then also,
yeah.
I don't want to feel like, oh, I did all this, so now you have to do this, this, and this.
It's a very so when you
So-
move in with someone, it's a very.
That's why I'm trying to make it
change.
50-50, even with planning to move in together, even with setting up. So that way,
Setting boundaries.
when we're living together, I'd be like, hey, look, I don't really like doing dishes. I will wash my own dishes if I need to, but let's work on something to where we're not doing this all the time. You communicate. Then eventually you have a system, and then there is no argument where you're like, well, who didn't wash the dish? Nah. Well, sorry, I was busy. It happens. I understand. But if you have those boundaries already set up, then when it does happen once, you're not going to flip out. You're going to be like, okay, he probably forgot once. Now, obviously, if it happened 20 times, then you need to address it again. But you need to give each other that leeway, especially when you haven't established that relationship yet. It's still new to you. Even though you're not dating him, you're still living together. Like, I'm not dating my mom or my
But
stepdad.
you gotta think of it as a relationship.
Yeah,
It is a relationship.
I'm not dating my mom and my stepdad, but I still live with them. I wasn't dating my stepdad who was married to my dad, but I was living with him. He's in my life. I have to put up with him. And so for a while, with him being a step parent, I didn't want to communicate with my step family. My stepdad, who married my mom, I can tell is such a good influence on her. He's helped given me a voice when she's gotten too out of it, He puts her back in her place, but in a respectful manner. I know that sounds...
No, I understand.
So-
grounds her. Puts
Right,
her back.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if she, like when she was going belligerent over drinking, he calmed her down.
Yeah, yeah.
Or she was so strict about it. Okay, get this. It was 6 hours before officially the January 11th, right? She didn't want me to have a single sip of alcohol until midnight on January 10th.
Wait, why? What is special about that?
Till midnight on January 10th, turning to January 11th, which is my official birthday.
Oh.
She wanted to wait until it was my official birthday. And I'm sitting here waiting. I'm like, I'm probably going to go to sleep by then. I'm bored. I'm excited. I want to drink now. It's almost my birthday. Come on, we're at home. And my stepdad goes, let him drink. And they go, all right, look, you can have some beer in the fridge right now. We're going to go grab what you want. We'll come back. I told my stepdad, anything but Bud Light. Guess what he gave me? Bud Light. But my mom, she listened to me. I said I wanted, I said I either wanted anything but Bud Light, but if it was hard alcohol, I wanted whiskey.
Okay.
Well, she didn't know if I liked vodka, so she got me both. But they were in like those little shots. And
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
a candy cane thing of like 4 or 5 shots.
Yeah.
I finished the entire candy cane of whiskey, two shots of the vodka, and then 7 Bud Lights. And I had the 7 Bud Lights first, and I wasn't even drunk. I was like,
Whoa.
I was sitting there like,
That's
it
kinda
was
scary.
it was water. Like I'm not drunk.
That's not good.
Then when I had the hard alcohol and actually drank, then I was like, I'm drunk, but I still wasn't even that drunk. Like, I stopped because I knew I was drinking a lot, but I wasn't to where I wanted to, but I could tell my mom was, like, watching me.
Yeah, but
And I didn't want to go to my full limits yet because it was my first time. And so I slowed down, but I was, And then when I experimented in college, I had 7 actual beers, let's put it that way, that actually
Oh yeah,
affected me.
we've all been there.
7 beers and 7 shots.
Yep.
It was 2 shots of whiskey, 2 shots of
We were idiots, dude.
1 shot of Everclear, 2 shots of some vanilla vodka, and then absinthe. 2 shots of absinthe. That didn't even hit me. That didn't even hit me. And absinthe's supposed to be a high alcohol concentration. It's probably because I was already drinking, but midway through, my friend goes, "You're not." He goes, "You're gonna feel this. You know, it's absinthe." And at first, I didn't know what he was talking about, and so he just poured this green shot out. I took a shot of it, and I was like, "Let's go again." He goes, "No, dude, wait, it's gonna hit you." And I go, "I'm sitting here for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, it's not hitting me." And so I took a second shot of absinthe, and then I felt it. But my alcohol tolerance was so high. It was like as soon as I was 21, a genetic switch just like ding, and it was like
Look at them.
and it was like sorry, and it was like high. It was high tolerance, like immediately. Now that I don't drink as much and I'm on medication and my body has changed over time, obviously, my alcohol tolerance is a lot low. But then again, I don't feel like drinking anymore. You know what I mean? Like I might on occasion, like I went when I was bowling yesterday. But, like, it's not going to be every time I go out. It's not going to be consistent as it was. It's just whenever I feel like it and if I have the means to, especially with this new job. Like I said, I went out one time and I decided not to drink even though I wanted to because I had work the next day. Yeah, I probably could have had 1 beer and been fine, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't need it. It's not worth it. Because I know if I have that 1 beer, I'm going to want to have at least 2, you know? And for me, it's like if I don't drink enough, my body hurts the next day, but then if I drink enough, I'm fine. I know that sounds bad, but that only happens when I drink, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. So for me, it's just
like if I start drinking, I have to drink until my body feels like I'm
so
good.
I want to bring some up because you're bringing up a lot of interesting points. You mentioned that your mom's mom was an alcoholic. Mm-hmm. We know your mom has her own things.
She doesn't drink at all.
No, I know that.
Right.
She probably got that because she knows her mom's not.
She does, but it's like.
Okay, but the point is, you just told me, this is what you told me, and I just want to make sure I got this right. Okay. The very first time you ever drank, you killed basically 5 shots.
Nope, 7 shots.
7 shots, okay.
It was 5 in the first candy cane and 2 in the world.
You killed 7 shots the first time you ever drank, and you're saying you really didn't quite feel drunk.
That was after the 7 Bud Lights.
But and so you see what I'm saying, where I'm going with this is already you might have that genetic gene.
I noticed right away
because your tolerance should not be that high.
Because I was drinking that much, and then through my first week of being 21, my dad told me, and he goes, "Your mom saw you drinking a lot your birthday." He goes, "It's understandable, not judging." But he's
it's
like,
the first time,
right? But he's like, just to let you know, your mom's mom used to be an alcoholic.
It's good, and it's good that he told you that. That's amazing. People need to be told that.
So it wasn't his parents. So it wasn't.
Sorry,
it wasn't my dad's parents who were alcoholics. I thought it was. It was my dad's parents' parents. So my great grandparents were both alcoholics.
On his side, and then on her side, it was her mom.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Just my grandparents were alcoholics, and so since then, obviously the 2 generations that came after, they have kind of tried to, dumb that down. Sure. But now with a different culture, obviously it's reintroduced. I can see why they warned me about it, but it was like at the same time I knew that wasn't going to be me, but I knew emotionally I would have to keep that in check. And I did for so long that one night when I intentionally went out of control, I didn't. I guess I didn't forget that I had the control. It's just I didn't want to use the control, That one time when I hit rock bottom, I said I didn't have that last thought saying, "Hey, you're about to give up your control."
How did it feel? Because I remember my rock bottom. And you remember my rock bottom.
So that day,
how did it feel?
I was pumped about just getting fucked up. That was it. That's all my mind was set on.
Because you had that bad, you just no one's listening to you. Your job sucks.
Right.
Let's get fucked up.
I was like, look, we're probably not going to talk. We're just going to get fucked up, watch TV, whatever.
Okay.
So, but then we ended up talking, and then I started drinking, playing cards. I was having fun. But then after that, I wasn't getting drunk fast enough because, like I said, I wanted to get fucked up. And so then I drank a whole 5th of Screwball, which what proof is that? Like 85?
Screwball. No, because Screwball has the sugar. It's the flavored one, right?
Yeah.
So that'll have less alcohol.
Oh wait, no, that was probably
And like fire. No, I'm thinking of Fireball.
maybe
What's
like
Screwball?
maybe 75, 80, around there.
Here, let's look it up. But anyway, keep going.
So anyway, it was a pretty significant proof, but I drank the entire fifth in 2 hours.
Oh, the one that you bought that night.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
hang on.
'Cause-
Screwball. What was it? A whiskey?
Yeah, because wasn't it a fifth?
It was a fifth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hang on. Let's just look up percentage. Yeah, because you got the whole dang bottle.
In 2 hours. Which, do you know how long it takes you to process
alcohol.
one shot on average? 1 hour.
I mean, did you again? You should. Oh, see, yeah, it is lower. I was right.
35%.
35%. So it's 70 proof. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
But
70 proof.
but yeah, it's a little. Usually it's 40
Yeah,
if there's
so
no sugar.
how
and
many
taste,
shots is
yeah.
in there? Because if one shot takes you about an hour to
So
process.
let's see. In how many?
I did that in 2
shots
hours?
in
What
a-
in the hell?
I know, dude. That's why I said I was scared. See, it was normal at first. You were taking drinks, out of a cup, and I would.
Yeah, I was watching
And then
it.
when you took the bottle out of the freezer, I was like, okay, we're screwed. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
screwed.
no because I'm an alcoholic,
Oh
so
my
I knew
God, that explains
16
it.
shots. You
So,
took 16 shots
That's
in
why.
2 hours.
That's why I was.
So here's what your BAC would be. Let's go ahead and you want to
Oh
look up
my
what your
God.
BAC will be. All right, hang on. Let's take a look. So
Oh Jesus!
let's see, BAC calculator.
This is probably higher in college. My
Dude,
college was
no. So I'm guaranteeing you could have died.
Yeah, because my college level was .103.
And at my rock bottom, it was 0.2.
Or no, .108. It was .108.
0.12 was my worst.
Yeah, it was .108.
0.108. Interesting. That's okay. It's bad. I mean, any it's bad. Period. Alcohol is a
Right,
horrible,
right.
horrible drug that we all love and abuse. But all right, so. You're okay. Here we go. So, guys, we're gonna calculate his. Here we go.
geez.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, what is your current weight, or what do you think you weighed that night?
I was around 200.
200. So we'll put 200. So you're male, obviously. I hope.
In this day and age, you never know.
I
so-
know, right? Who knows?
Or like we have to confirm if it's the same last name.
yeah, right. And it's spelled. It's spelled the producer,
no,
right? PROD.
I had one customer laugh, and I go, "Yes, we have to say it now." And
Yep, yep.
she even laughed afterwards. She's like, "Yeah, I understand."
Okay, so time since first drink. So time since first drink.
200. So we'll put
Well, if I just started, it would have.
Yeah. What the fuck kind of
I would have
question is
started
that?
at
That
0.
doesn't- yeah,
2 hours
exactly.
ago. No, 2 hours ago.
Okay, so fine. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yes,
Yeah.
2 hours ago. Okay, so
Yeah,
2 hours.
because it took me 2 hours. to
Okay,
drink the
I see how
entire
that.
thing.
Okay, and it wasn't. It was not beer, so we're
No.
gonna get rid of beer.
It was
It was
whiskey.
liquor. So amount. What do they want us to put this?
Yeah, that's the thing.
in? I don't know.
A fifth.
Oh
whatever.
no, here we go. It's gonna be 1, and then it's gonna be what is it? 375 milliliter. Let me double check.
I think that's a fifth, isn't it?
How many milliliters?
Or if you guys know, what's a fifth of whiskey?
They're not gonna. I got Google 750.
Okay, 7.
Google's a faster resort. They got a delay.
Oh, never mind. We got it. We got
so,
it.
all right. So you're at 200 pounds at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 hours since your first drink.
I had 700.
Yeah. Someone just came in here, so let's go ahead and sum up the whole story. He was unloading on a horrible life, and we all just said, let's get effed up. And he took that quite literally.
Oh my God.
So 200 pounds, 2 hours since your first drink, 7 hit. Oh, are you sure it's 750? That's not a fifth. Hang on.
Just type in what is a fifth of.
Yeah, no, it says 750.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what's a handle?
I think that's the same thing. It's a fifth.
No, a
Oh,
fifth
no.
is the.
Oh no, the
handles are. Yeah, no,
The handle would be like full size.
Yeah, exactly. So 750 milliliters, and it was 35% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
No others. Good. Calculate. You ready for this?
Okay.
All right.
7 hit.
All right. Let's see.
Just type in what is a fifth. Oh God.
0.28. 0.28. Okay. Now, here's what I want to show you. When I said you could be dead.
What? Yeah. What does that translate?
What BAC is lethal?
Oh Jesus.
Yep. Okay. 0.3. 0.3 to 0.4 is lethal. Now that means your brain instantly dies. Now let's see what happens to. What happens
0.2.
around 0.28.
I blacked out,
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I haven't blacked out since college. I
'Cause that's what happened.
I refuse to. I don't even get drunk. I refuse.
Well, no, because I'm saying
no,
that's the
no.
only thing that happened for me
No.
is I blacked out at 0.28 and then came back the next day.
That I stopped doing a long time. All right, so understanding BAC. Let's see. Someone asked, is 0.28 high? 0.28 would then be considered a very high BAC. Medical emergencies are possible at this level, including a loss of consciousness, as you had, and alcohol poisoning. Which did you throw up the next day? So you got lucky there.
No, actually,
You got lucky there.
Wait, you said the next
Drinking
day? Hold
can
on.
be fatal at this level.
Okay.
You were killing yourself.
I was literally
You were
doing,
desperate. You were desperate.
I was literally doing what I set myself.
You did exactly.
I set
what you said
myself
you
up
did.
for what I wanted to do.
You were desperate. You were sad. You needed a voice, bro. And then you drank a bottle, and you killed it.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Because I remember looking
my
down
God.
at the ground, and I was like, "Where'd that bottle? It's empty." And I was like,
Well,
"Oh,
because I remember
crap."
you stopped me with the last drink.
Yeah, I tried to stop you.
And then, but see, all
Didn't
you-
I hide the bottle
No,
too?
no.
No.
What you did was you threw the bottle away because it was empty, but you took the glass and you just put it on the counter next to the fridge. So as soon as you went upstairs,
And the minute you left, I know. I called you out on it too because I
Yeah.
went downstairs. There was an entire. So let's be clear. This was an entire 16-ounce regular glass that was filled to the brim because
alcohol?
You decided I'm done with this, and you poured the rest of it in the glass
without cutting.
No, that was it.
I thought
That's
I
why
cut it.
That's why I tried to hide it from you.
Oh,
So I
no.
figured, oh, he's drunk. I'll just put it over here.
I was already drunk and I thought I cut
So you
it.
just, and then when I came downstairs later that night to check on you, by the way, the glass was empty. The wall was damaged. The paper or the pictures were on the floor, and I was so livid. I was like, all right, we're gonna have a
my
serious talk tomorrow.
God.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck happened? Like everything was moved, everything was out of place, and I was
Yeah,
like,
you were moving furniture. Like it was like my decorator that I didn't ask for.
I mean, I never wanted to do interior decorating, but I guess drunk self is like,
I mean,
well,
yeah, so no, but the important takeaway though is that you learned
Right.
You understood. And that's all that matters. What we're telling right now sounds like a stupid college story. No. There's a lesson behind this.
Yeah.
He almost died.
See, here's the
Because
difference.
no one was helping him.
Yeah, here's the difference. I was responsible in college. I never did that in college. Yeah, I might have passed out, but I stopped drinking way before then. I never cleared a whole fifth.
Yeah.
This was just at a time at an adult age. You're not in college. You're dealing with a lot of shit. I was so depressed and so just in myself, I guess how to put it, that I just I stopped enjoying life.
Okay, someone else says there's a bad echo. I'm not sure what the echo's coming from.
But now it's such an eye opener because I'm past all that. I did have a wake up call.
Oh, I know
but,
what the echo is. It's going to be gone. Hey, Carter,
but,
let me know if the echo's still there. I think it should be done now. I figured it out.
But that actually makes perfect sense because I was still drunk when I woke up the next morning. So when you were talking to me, and I couldn't really focus because I was.
Hang on, stop talking. They can't hear us now.
Okay.
The audio is not. Hang on. Test.
Test.
God damn it. What the fuck? Alright.
Dude, how
I
many
wonder if
people
they
do
can
we
hear
have?
us. Well, we got 4 people, but now it's getting all buggy.
Okay. Damn it.
Yeah, hang on.
Here, I actually need to get water.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll take a second. Plus, yeah, it's been 57 minutes. Take a second.
Damn.
Oh, he says it's all good. Alright, so Carter, can you actually still hear us? Yeah, go ahead, man. Don't. Hey, come here. Real quick. So, actually, no, just use my water bottle. Because I have a second one. Where the hell is it? Yeah, just use that. Use my sink. Now, there's buzzing. Now there's buzzing, he says. What the hell?
I'll have to dump it out.
It's just water. It's just water.
Where is she?
I don't know. She's probably outside with the furnace people.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it is getting
He
cold.
says there's buzzing, so I'm not sure. See, the audio started to. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So I guess whatever. We'll take a break here and. Excuse you. We'll
excuse me,
figure
yes.
out. Let's see. I don't know if anyone knows OBS Streamlabs. I'm trying to figure out. All I did was close. It looks like the audio was taking from my. I had the page open on my second monitor just to be able to chat. I'm trying to figure out now. Because it's
Maybe
the bar's not moving anymore or anything, so.
Oh, no.
Hey, maybe they can. You want us to show our face?
No.
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 All right.
I'm wearing a fucking, parka.
Yeah, I know we have like 17 layers on.
Although
with
it is
no
getting
heater.
warmer in here, so they
Yeah,
might
it
be
is.
working
You know
on
what? I think you're right. I think the heater is, and I can hear it. I wonder if that's the buzzing. Right when he said he hears buzzing, that's when the heater. Do you think?
Yeah, because like I said, when I was over here in the morning.
Wait, Carter, is it electrical? Does it sound electrical? What does it sound like? Anyway, go on.
When I was here in the morning one time, it was it was after work, or it was Wednesday when we were off, right? So I came over, and before I walked in your room, I heard this like light buzzing sound, and I was like, what is that?
Huh.
And I didn't think anything of it. Then when you mentioned it to your mom, I was like, oh, that's probably the heater. But it didn't sound as bad as you were describing. It was probably just the normal sound.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe I just kind of turn it off in my head.
When you said it was like a big...
Yeah, Carter, we don't have it. I want to, you know what? I want to hear it, actually. I'm going to turn on my own podcast. I hate doing this. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm curious about this buzzing. I mean, whatever. We're taking a break anyway, so we're like, whoa! Oh, that scared me. Your chair bumped my back. Well, we hear something working right, that's for sure. It sounds electrical, yeah. I'm gonna listen to my own. I hate that. It sounds so vain and cocky. I'm gonna listen to my own podcast. Look, man, I'm not in a studio or anything. I'm just doing this out of my bedroom, and it's a weird day today. All right, let me hear this. Guys, shut up, please. Christ. All right. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, that's interesting. So it's taking audio capture from the wrong place. I see that. All right, here we go. I think, dude, hold up. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that was potent. All right. Well, I figured it out. There we go. Just took a little exploring. All right, let me know. Yeah, let me know this. Oh, come on. I just had it. Here we go. Properties. Maybe I didn't save it. Default. No. Where are you? Input capture. Should be that. Test. Cool. That should work. So why aren't you keeping it? All right. I don't know. Tell me now. How does it sound? Tell me now. We're gonna wait and see what they think. But I think and it's back. Okay. I'm just look for whatever reason. Watch this. If I keep this window open, it looks like we have to.
Okay. Now can they hear me?
No, they can definitely hear us, but now it's getting really loud. So I'm gonna move. Yeah, it is better because I can move this back up here, where it should be, so we can actually both talk.
So
quieter.
let's see. Where was I?
And now it's gone. He says now it's gone. We gotta wait for a second. I'm not. Okay. I'm not sure what he means by now it's gone. Is the audio gone or is? No. See. Okay. It says it's good. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So for whatever reason, when I have this window open for the settings, just so everyone knows, the window's open. I changed it to come from my webcam.
Right.
And it's now showing down there. You see that bar moving?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, now I really do need to be quiet because it's very sensitive. In fact, I'm going to turn that down.
Okay.
Now you get to talk normally. You get to be quiet.
Right, cool.
You like to be quiet. He likes to be quiet. He's a very.
Well, no, I was losing my voice too.
Well, no, I'm a loud person, and you're naturally a quiet person. It kind of works because you remind me that I need to shut the hell up.
Also, I did a lot of talking with that girl last night, so.
I know.
But dude, it was so smooth too. Like it was just all flowing. She was talking. I was.
See,
talking.
he met a girl last night.
Oh my
Sorry,
god, dude! Yeah,
quiet.
we're still texting after like one night and seeing each other.
There we go. I turned the audio down. Now it's better.
But it's been flowing. It's been good. I've been learning a lot about her. You know, we talked about enough today. I'll give her space. You know.
Now, and keep in mind the reason this is important. This is again because our podcast is about learning, knowledge, moving forward, boundaries, control, everything. He's on the producers on the spectrum. There's a wonderful group of people that are all they come together who are on the spectrum. They went bowling last night?
Yeah. So let me tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
My friend John is also on the spectrum. Geez, I know a lot of people on the spectrum.
I do too.
But anyway, I guess he bowls with this group of people where they're different levels. Some might be higher on the spectrum to where they, they're not socially there. You can tell they're clinically I don't want to say, they're challenged. They're mentally challenged. Then there's people who are kind of in the middle where they're there, but they kind of lack certain social skills to the point to where you're like, okay, I just need to stay away from her. Then there are people who are like, a little like mild like I am, who I can relate to, I can talk to. There was quite a few people today who were mild and we just talked. We could connect, relate. And even the ones who were higher up on the spectrum, we got them involved and they were having fun. But this girl that I met, she's also on the spectrum, which is good because I understand her. She understands me. and it was like it was a deep connection to where like I wasn't even trying. You know, I was approaching her as a friend at first because I had to test the waters to see what she was comfortable with. And then as we were talking, she was asking for it, like you said. She would ask me like while we were talking, she's like, "Hey, are you going to be here at the next meeting or at the Thanksgiving thing?" And she was giving me opportunities to say, "Yeah," to ask me out in a way. But I was like, "Yeah, of course, I'll be there when I can." I do have a job. She does too, and I'm like, "Yeah, I basically told her I was down to meet up again." And then right before we left, it was like an instinct. I just said, "Go ahead and ask her for her number because you might as well. She already wants to see you again, And so I just asked her, and it was immediate. She didn't have to think about it. She's like, "Yeah, cool, yeah, sure, here." Like it was. She wasn't like, "Oh no, I'm not comfortable with it," or it was awkward. It was just natural. And then I just sent her a brief text. Actually, I waited until she left, and then I left the bowling alley, and I actually got closer to home, and then I texted her. To give her time to get home and whatnot. And then we talked a little bit. She told me she had to go to bed, which she didn't have to tell me that, but that was nice. And
she's showing interest.
right,
That's really
right.
cool.
And
yeah.
then she even said, "We can talk again tomorrow." Immediately, I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's really good, man. I'm happy for you. That's cool. It's been a long time since I've experienced that.
She is younger, but
no, we don't have to get into details
right,
for her, out of respect for her. Yeah.
You're right, but I don't think that's going to be an issue.
No. You know what you're walking into.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You're looking at it with an adult perspective of, okay, this is, we don't even need to talk about it.
Right.
Exactly. It's a good thing. Yeah.
But that happened randomly. I wasn't expecting that. I just thought I'd go bowling with some people.
It was interesting when you told me you went out bowling. Right when you said that, Zach left the house. So I was thinking.
Oh, you thought?
I thought Zach
took us
because then you said it was a group for autistic people. So I figured, Zach must have been bowling. You know what I mean?
He wouldn't want to open up. He can barely,
Excuse me.
He knows us, and he can barely open up sometimes.
Well, he did something interesting though. The other, I don't know, about a week ago,
Okay.
he went to a bar alone,
Oh no, he did. So
and that took me a long time to do.
So there was one night when we were hanging out with Finley. It was the night I got off at 4:00, and I had the day off the next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I had to work the next day. And so we got to Finley's house. Of course, no communication except barely, to the point to where Finley didn't want to hang out very long.
We shouldn't use names, man.
Okay, yeah. F didn't want to hang out
Sure,
very long.
I like that.
And then, well, we can use Zach because
Zach's our backup producer,
okay.
so
well,
that's
it's nothing
okay.
bad about him.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just Zach was like, "Oh yeah, I thought he agreed to split a lift with me because we were in Indianapolis, like deep in Indianapolis, so it was going to be like $30 to get home." And so he was down to split a lift, but then last minute, like right when I was about to schedule ahead of time and stuff, he tells me he wants to go to Eddie's, and I was like, "Nah, dude, look, I'm tired. Even though I was off the next day. I was like, I'm off the next day, but I'm tired. Work. It was a bad day at work or rough day, whatever. I was like, I put a lot of energy in today. I can't go to the bar right now. I'm off tomorrow, but I just can't." And so he's like, "Sure," and he ended up going to the bar on his own. I was surprised. I thought he would,
Finn or F did?
No, Zach.
Oh, okay.
And then F, he stayed at his new apartment because he was putting his stuff together. Now with him, I thought we were going to hang out and then help him set up his TV.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out all we did there was we helped him set up his TV, and as we were trying to talk to him, he was busy like hanging shit and like getting in the moving in mode. I'm like, "Dude, you should hang out. You told me you just got off work today. You want to hang out with us. I get you want to get your TV set up so we can watch TV. Thank you for wanting to do that. You don't have to do that." And I was like, "Dude, sit down with us, watch TV." And he didn't even sit down until like the last half hour or last hour I was there, to leave.
See, that seems. See, I would say that's normal because if you've moved as many times as I have throughout my life,
I get he just moved
you just want to get it done.
Right.
You just want to get it done.
I understood that, but I wasn't upset. I just told him, I was like, "Look, you can."
No, I know. I see what you're saying. It's like, hey, take a breather, take a second.
Just got off, like he got off work, and then he picked me up. Then he told me he was picking Zach up, and then he brought us to his new apartment. And then it was just like boom, boom. I'm like, "Dude, settle down.
Yeah.
Eat something."
And that's how that woman works right now. That's how her brain is functioning right now downstairs. Right now, all her brain is thinking is, let's do all of this right now, get everything done. This is why I'm here. I must help my son. And it's like, wow, I am not going to get in her way. This is a wonderful woman. Like, hey, by the way, if ever your parents offer help, the answer should always be yes, please.
Consider it, but remember, you don't have to.
Set boundaries,
Yeah.
but absolutely, if it's
You don't
something,
have
if
to
it's
take-
something you need or want, absolutely.
You don't have to take their advice, but you should still consider it.
Yeah.
It's-
Oh
it's
yeah.
true.
Of course.
Yeah, it's
Don't
true.
ever just throw it away. Don't be
Right.
like, no, you're wrong. That's
Or-
the worst thing to
Or
do.
don't just automatically agree with them
Yeah.
and then do it, and then it turned out to be. See, that-
Absorb the information. Take
that's
it
what,
in.
That's what I
Yeah.
did the first time. Remember when I told you I was going to work with autistic children, like kids so young that they're like in developmental stages,
Yeah,
but
the
their
point- yeah.
development is so like they're like toddler age,
Where they need to learn.
right? But they're so far gone at the point where it's important to just learn right then.
Hmm?
And I
They're
was cool
so
with that
far
because
gone.
you know.
Jesus.
Well, I'm not.
No, I
being
mean, no, I
just-
know what you're
that's
saying.
it
I know what
was.
you're saying. They're
That's-
so
that's
far
just what-
gone. I just love that phrase.
That's just what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't
Yeah.
say it in front of them. I was just like, that's just what.
Hi,
it
your
is.
child's so far gone. I can help him.
But like, I wanted to do the job, but then there was a lot of background work you had to do to get certified. They were going to allow you to work with them while you were getting certified, which was nice
Yeah.
because you get in-person training. I told them I was even on the spectrum. And they're like, "Oh wow, yeah, that's perfect." Because I was like, and I even told them a way I could use it to my advantage. Because after they said that wasn't a problem, because they can't exclude you.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
simply said the reason why I brought that up is because I have a different perspective on these kids. I used to have some of those issues when I was younger. I've moved past those,
Mhm.
and I can relate to them and I can help them better because I feel like I could communicate with them more once they get used to you and comfortable with you. Obviously, some there's.
So yeah, whatever happened? Because I
So,
remember that. Yeah.
What happened was I got the job immediately. Like I nailed the interview. They sent me everything right away, and my mom was like, "Hey, you should wait before you have a commitment. You need to look at the insurance
Your
because
mom.
yes, I am getting older. I'll be 25, but when I'm 26, I have to be on my own
Yeah.
my own insurance."
Yeah.
And so at that time, I was thinking, well, it's a better job. I'll make more money. And then when I saw the insurance plan, I was like, okay. And then based on the money I was making, even though I would get more money later on,
With the diabetes and
Right,
the
at that
medication
time,
at
it-
the time,
it
yeah.
wouldn't be worth it. Now with my health in a better
Have
status.
you ever considered going back to something like that? Is it something that you're passionate about? Because I would do it.
Maybe not what they were doing, but maybe like I
Okay.
said, being a therapist, I could
Yeah,
specialize.
that's why I want to go back to school.
I
Yeah.
could specialize with people on the spectrum because I can relate to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And just pick an age group that's comfortable.
I think therapy. That's
Like
always.
I probably
yeah.
wouldn't pick young kids. I'd probably pick like high school, college age to and adults.
Yeah, I guess anyone who needs help is, but
Yeah.
you'd have to specialize. So you really do have
Well,
to.
I'm
pick,
saying that's
you know?
where I got help, and that's where I'd be better.
Yeah.
I'd be able
Okay.
to relate.
Okay. There you go. There you go. I like
Because
that.
if I say kid, I'll be like, I didn't get any help.
I
the
can't.
kid-
I can't
and then
connect
the kid's
to you.
gonna sit there, and I have no way to relate to him. He's gonna be like,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
and not
for
get anything
sure.
out of it. I mean, I get paid, but then I
Yeah.
don't, do my
Yeah.
job.
No. Like you said, he's so far gone. Oh
Right.
man. Yeah. Yeah. Let's not do children.
The way you said that,
I know,
I'm
even
glad-
the way I said it was, let's
glad
not
you
do
said that, but-
Exactly, let's not, yeah, just in all forms of that sentence, let's not.
Let's not do.
I don't even want to repeat the sentence, because when it came out, I was like, nope, that's
Nope.
not, nope.
Let's not do that. When
Let's
it
not
came
do that,
out-
that's it, that's all that matters.
Stop.
Just stop.
When you said it came out, I was like, okay, be quiet.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, what else you got for them?
Let's see. Well,
yeah.
so yeah, back to my dad
Well-
about connecting with him.
Okay.
It was just really weird because it was, I stayed there for like a week and a half almost. I've never done that. Usually it's been a week, 4 days, whatever. But I noticed when my siblings aren't there and it's just us and we're just talking,
Mm-hmm.
like when
Even
I'm-
your sister?
No, like
Oh, okay.
just my dad.
Oh,
my brother
oh.
I'll talk to, but like,
Okay.
I haven't talked to my dad in forever, and
Oh, just you two, I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
So we'll
Okay.
just be sitting there and we'll just talk. Like I could tell one day he was really stressed, and so I let him smoke and I let him he
You
drank.
let him?
No.
You let him?
Well, I let him because he didn't have it. So,
Oh, I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
so
I got you.
I could tell
Yeah.
he was stressed. I
Yeah.
let him smoke.
For
Plus
sure.
it's his house, whatever. But
Yeah, it's your dad.
it's my dad, right?
Yeah.
So I let him smoke with my with my stuff.
Here, Dad.
And then,
you
he
help
was-
me, I'll help
he,
you.
He was already drinking, but I could tell he wanted to vent.
Yeah.
And so I just sat there and listened. And then eventually he told me he was on the spectrum, and I was like, yeah. And then when he was telling me how he functions, I'm like, Dad, that's me. I was like, that is like a carbon footprint of me.
That's interesting. You just taught me something, by the way, that I'm gonna have to try. You know how I'm trying all these new things, like I'm trying to,
Right.
you know. One thing I've never done before, I've never asked my mom, you know, like, tell me how you're doing. How's your day?
Yeah, and all it was because he had to do work after school.
It's horrible.
He had to do prep work. Remember when I told you he was gonna get
Speak up a little bit, man.
he was gonna get evaluated.
Yeah. He's in education.
Right.
He's
a teacher. He was going to get evaluated, so he was stressed about that. But the way they evaluate you is stupid, and so he was, venting about that and everything, and how the system works. And then it got into, I'm autistic or I'm on the spectrum, and I was like, oh, I could never tell. And I could tell. I also get that part from my dad. People can't tell with me unless I tell them, or unless they really know me. Same with my dad. I really knew him, but he had to tell me.
It took you 20 hours to burn off that alcohol, by the way. I just want to point that out. 20
So,
hours.
If I passed out at like
So
was 11,
let's see. Yeah. So we started. When did you?
So I was already
don't
drunk
know.
for 3 hours.
Already drunk.
I passed out at 11.
So 3 hours. So 1, 2, 3. No, wait. So that'd be about here. Okay. Here, I wonder if I can share my screen with. Well, I can, but
And we said it took 16 hours.
screen capture. Hang
So
on.
that's-
I want to show this to people so they understand how dangerous alcohol really is.
It took me an additional full day.
And I'm an alcoholic.
No,
I'm
it
telling you,
took
it's
me an
horrible.
additional full day to recover.
Yeah, no. So it's hold on. We're gonna pull this up here for him. We're gonna put it up on top. There you go. So we were talking. I don't know if whoever's listening. Who cares? This is what happened to my friend here when he hit rock bottom. 200 pounds. 2 hours since his first drink. He killed an entire fifth, 750 milliliters of a 35% bottle of, what was it, screwdriver, whatever, screwball whiskey. His blood alcohol content at its peak was 0.28, which we looked up, and it was fatal. Lethal is 0.3 to 0.4. When they say, because I did,
I guess fatal would be.
fatal literally means
near death.
your brain. I can show you videos later, but it just means your brain shuts off. You're dead. You're gone. That's it. It's an instant. That's it. Your brain can no longer function. But when it says, now that's lethal. Sorry, not fatal. Fatal just means. Well, it's still a horrifying thought, but it means, dude, what the hell are you doing? And it looks like our audio is being a dick again. So, because I touched the fucking God. I know. I closed the setting. All right, so we're gonna get rid of that screen capture here and reopen the volume. Hopefully, they probably hear a humming or something. I have to figure out why this is being so stubborn. So for today, we're just gonna whatever. It's our day off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who cares?
I'm in no rush to be at my mom's.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I'd rather go back to my dad's, but the kids are there, workspace is tight because I was having that Wi-Fi issue at his house, so now I have to have the Ethernet cable hooked up to the router, which is like in the living room. And so like I get when the kids I call them the kids, but when the kids come home, they want to watch the big TV and hang out there, but I'm working, especially if I have to work till 8 or 6 those days. But like technically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday I could stay there because the days I work are from 8 to 4.
Wait, why are you telling me all this?
No, I'm just.
What's your point?
Okay, yeah. So I'm just saying. Yeah, what was my point?
Yeah, what do you do?
Okay,
See,
so-
you always go on these tangents
No, it
like
was-
I do. It's
it was
it's
just
more
on-
fun to listen
Hold on,
to.
I had a point to it, but
Yeah.
oh yeah. It's
Yeah,
just-
Carter, we know there's a buzzing. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I
it's-
have to leave this setting.
what it is
I'll
is,
fix it. I'll fix it. I'll take
what
care
it
of
is it's my work schedule. Oh yeah, no, because I had Wi-Fi
Yeah,
issues.
Wi-Fi is about
Yeah.
what? But what's your point?
But
where are we going
because
with this?
because I'd rather spend time at my dad's. than
Oh
my
yeah,
mom's.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
because of those Wi-Fi issues, I have to rethink my schedule.
Yeah,
And it's like,
I see. Now, okay, now we're back on track.
But see, now that I have a stable job and it's better than Kroger and I'm doing well at it, like my dad is comfortable with me being there.
Why do you whisper?
My dad is comfortable. My dad is comfortable with me being there
Anthony,
I have a
secret to tell
because before he told me I wasn't trying, and so he didn't want me living there because he felt like I was just going to be stuck there. And he's actually the same way. He told me, I only let people live here if I know I'm helping them and they're getting help.
Yeah.
If not, I'm not going to stress about it.
Let me.
And
All right, I
so-
want to move this forward because we are
Okay.
kind of running out of time. Not quite, but kind of. I want to know about your progress. So we've heard. I mean, I'm learning a lot about you. I've learned enough to like you enough,
Yeah.
to love you enough. But
Let's
how?
get married.
No, I know you're bisexual, but I'm good. No, so so like I said, when you talk about rock bottom, that's. Tell me now about the progress. Like, what changes did you actively notice you were making that actually successfully
So,
affected your life?
Part of it was
Aside from the fact that he agreed to go into, I think he truly believed or meant it too. I said the only way he'll ever come back into this house is if he goes shopping with me in a pink bikini and I get to film the whole thing. And he said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. You could see. And so all of a sudden I even realized, I was like, oh shit, he fucked up and he knows he fucked up. So that's why I didn't dismiss it.
right.
Like I could have just been like Michael, like M.
Mhm.
Like I just get the hell out of him. You're dangerous. He's dangerous. But you, it's like, why did I find God? I don't use the G word, my friend. That word is dangerous. I call it Jacob. And,
that was.
well, you asked me a question. I did say I'll only do something if people ask, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll cut him off for a second, but then I want to know about your progress and those individual thoughts that led you to who you are now, because you're not the same person
Yeah,
I
no,
met.
I'm not.
You're not even close, and I don't think I'm the same person you met either. Oh God, the silence. Thank you
No,
so much.
no,
What, you think I'm not? What I'm the?
No, it was just I was thinking for a second.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm finally getting circulation, like. my body.
yeah, we got the heater going now.
Now my feet. are
So
just
why did I find God? Why did I find God? That's an interesting question. I said it in a prior episode. Okay. Well, I don't call God. I actually named him Jacob, and it is a him for what? No, it's.
Yeah, but don't call him Jacob because we had a bad friend.
Oh no! I don't care about that. That's from Jacob is a character from a show Lost
Okay.
that I love, and the actor's awesome. He's also Lucifer in Supernatural. But Jacob.
Oh
is,
really? Okay.
Yeah,
What are you talking
Jacob.
about?
Yeah, okay. Mark Pellegrino.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Jacob is my perception. So why? He asked, why did I find God? Well, I didn't actually.
Or did you just need a form of?
So there's the thing right there. It's a very good question. Why? Well,
Or if you don't know why.
that's not really. It's a hard question to ask. Why did I find? Because I looked for it. I guess I looked for it, and I realized that there's so many. Now this is just my perception. There have been so many too many unusual patterns in my life for it to be coincidence. Once you see patterns, it's not coincidence. It's a
Right.
pattern.
Yeah.
So once I started opening up to because I was always agnostic by definition. I believe in the possibility of a higher power, blah, blah, blah. But then I realized, dude, every time I'm about to truly
Change or do something.
ruin my own life or something bad may really happen, as much as I'm trying to help, and I feel like there's nothing I can do, something just happens. And so why did I find Jacob? Well, because I was looking for him when I realized that I have someone else to talk to, whether he's there or not. It's self-affirming. It literally releases endorphins and epinephrine and feelings through your body. And that's all that matters. So why did I find Jacob? Because I needed to find him. It was time to find someone to talk to.
So back to.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, go on. Yeah, back to your.
So you were asking about my progress.
Yeah, your progress.
Yeah,
so
it
after
was-
rock bottom, what?
so
yeah.
After that, I had to get over the whole Michael dilemma. Like in terms of him talking about it, because he would always bring it up and try to joke about it, but I was like, dude, I'm not like that anymore. Like, stop talking about it.
Yeah. He
And so-
doesn't. See, my theory with
So
him.
he,
Oh, sorry.
So
go ahead.
he still saw me as still being in the same state of mind, even though I had changed. He just didn't know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too interested in validating myself to him because
There's no point.
I've never there's no point.
Yeah.
I've never had a close relationship with him. And so once I got over that and just strictly started talking to you, once you unblocked me and everything,
Yeah.
then it was just like, okay, I need to try. And so, yeah, I think it was because I lost. What happened was I lost a place where I felt comfortable because I hadn't had a place where I could unwind, where I could
Oh, I did give you the other book, didn't I?
Yeah.
I gave you the original one. That's right. Okay.
So I found a place, finally that I could unwind, that I could relax from my stressful life and be away from.
Yeah.
You know,
And I did, by the
my-
way, I realized the whole time, I knew this was your safe haven.
Right. My
I
environment.
I was happy with that.
And so what was
you
happening?
needed it.
Yeah. What was happening was because M was making it so toxic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got to the point where I was dealing with that, dealing with what I was already dealing with, and then there was one night where I just got so fed up when I was about to yell at you guys, because Michael was pissing me off. He wouldn't shut up, but every time, but see every time
we gotta get used to doing
every,
that. M.
every time I would mention, like, hey, you need to let me talk. He would always take it as like I would talk all the time anyway. I'm like, well, we both do it, but you need to shut up here, and we need to give and take, and so. At one point after I yelled, it was just like there's no point, and I just got angry coming over here, and then I was like, that's why I would ask, is M over here? Or is M coming? Or is he gonna be there?
I thought you wanted.
No, because what would happen is some days, like, the blanket would be on the couch,
Yeah.
and like we'd be talking, we'd be up, but he'd go to bed.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even ask me if I was using that. He would just go down and take it.
See, you should have brought this up to me, man.
Well, I did, but then
I think we just got you another blanket or something.
right.
Yeah.
No, well, no,
What did we do?
well, we tried to, but Zach didn't have any extra blankets.
What then? What'd you do?
I just covered up with something.
Oh wow, man. Okay.
And then after that, I was just like, all right, well, I don't want Michael around because. Oh, well,
Anyway, keep going.
it was when I took that nap. Remember?
Exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, I had to take a nap. I was tired that day, so. But anyway, while that was going on, I was just like, okay, well, this is just not right because I don't have a voice here. Like, I'm not getting what I want out of it. And so then my brain went to, what can get out of it? Well, we both agreed we're going to go get fucked up. My brain was like, all right, let's get fucked up. And then, okay, yeah. So then it was.
There we are. So then that happened. The situation happened.
Right,
so
right.
then what happened after I
Okay.
blocked you out?
Okay,
what
yeah,
happened?
So, okay, I got off track there. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so after that happened, it was almost like, so at first I was just thinking about it.
Probably angry, definitely angry.
I was angry at myself, angry at everybody.
Me, definitely.
Not really you, it was just everybody else because Zach
Thank you.
stopped talking to me. I mean, I was kind of at first, but then when I realized what happened, I was like, okay, I was wrong.
Okay.
But,
See, Michael M can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was going through that, and then once I got past that, then I realized, well, what am I doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I asked you more specifically,
Mhm.
because at that time I wasn't even in the moment to pay attention. Because I was angry at myself. I was probably still drunk when we were talking.
Yes,
Now that we
20
found
hours,
out-
20, yeah,
Because
20
we talked
hours.
the next day. I was
Yeah.
still drunk. I was still dealing with shit. And
Oh,
then,
yes.
so then after I finally thought about it and had some bearings of where to start and actually understood what was wrong, then I just simply worked on those things. And then when you told me to try to find something that I would enjoy, because I stopped doing the hobbies I had, because it was literally weightlifting, sometimes just going to the Y and swimming,
Mhm.
and then like kind of just being active and maybe staying home watching TV. That was it. It wasn't really anything interesting or stimulating.
Yeah, I noticed Z is very unmotivated
Yeah,
too.
right.
You know what I
And
mean?
so it
Yeah,
wasn't. I
yeah.
didn't get motivated
Yeah.
until I started saying, "Hey, what am I
What?
what am I interested
What
in?
am I am it?
But what am I interested in?"
I'm so far gone. What am I am it?
And so I found out I was interested in conspiracy theories.
Oh yes.
And then the very first thing I researched happened to be spirituality, which turns out isn't really a conspiracy theory
It's not,
because
no.
I actually believe in it. It follows my philosophy very well.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I didn't really see a big change until I applied spirituality specifically to my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I was just doing something I thought I was interested in, and the first thing I found was something that just jump-started my life.
Yeah. So wait. So this all happened. You actually had this realization after this.
It was
So-
probably a month after.
That's amazing.
Because
No,
I
that's
started taking initiative by,
yeah.
gaining your trust again, me
Yeah.
coming back and hanging out. And then I realized,
Isn't
okay.
it sad that it takes rock bottom to do that?
Yeah, and
Because it
then-
took me
well,
rock bottom too.
And then I realized, okay, I'm still doing these things. I need to work on this. And then when I actually looked into spirituality and gaining that philosophy, and then I put it into practice, and I found out I'm an empath. You know, I'm really sensitive to energy now. Like I said, my mom makes me sick when I'm around her. She didn't used to make me like, you know, my stomach hurt all the time when I was around her.
So you physically feel
Yeah,
that.
like I'll physically. That's how bad her energy is. She may not be angry. You know, she may not be yelling
It's
at
just
me.
her vibes.
Just her general energy.
Yeah.
She likes.
Like and to me, you use different words, it's the same thing. You can just sense it off someone. It's just like, dude, you got a negative vibe going. That's what I would say.
It's so
dude,
negative. It's like all your.
I don't want to be around you.
All your positivity just vanishes.
Yeah.
And then I just slowly get bored and then tired, and then I just either want to pass out there or go upstairs.
Right.
Like I said, I can only spend a half hour with her, and then after that I'll get sick.
Interesting.
But I've noticed by noticing people's energies and being able to react to that better, I have a better understanding of people, and I can react in a better way.
Yeah.
I can read the room easier.
Sounds like you're learning.
Instead of just reading the room, I just read your energy.
So let me get this straight. You're basically stealing my life because he's better at my job than I am. And he's still in the probationary period. Let's just get that. He's much better at my job. He just came over today to teach me a bunch of stuff because I was sick of it. I needed to know what I was doing wrong because no one's telling me. I'm a very visual learner. And he sat there and he walked through it because ADHD, you know, it's hard. But he walked me through it and I just sat there like, oh my God. I just kept having those moments. But yeah, so he comes in better at my job than I am. And I showed him the way to this job. I didn't get him a job. He's doing this. He's on the spectrum. I have ADHD. He's better at customer service than I am when it comes to script. I'm just good with people. But
Well, see, I was good with people at
no,
Kroger,
but here's no. Now I'm giving you a compliment. Hang on. Now you're learning empathy, which is what I was trying to teach you, and you're learning so fast. I'm afraid you're just gonna like resorb me into your womb, like a twin. Like
I'm gonna just.
you're just gonna absorb. Yeah, you're gonna just.
Okay, so that means I'll finally be 6 foot tall.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I just get a gross.
Yeah. Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
You're 5'8". I'm 6'3". So what is the average? That means 8 to 9, 2, 10 to 1, 11 to nothing. So you'd be 6'1.5". There you go. Okay, wait. He asked. Your channel has another podcast. When did you stop doing that on it and gaming stuff? When did you stop doing it?
We just
No, so he's talking about my old stuff. So I used to have a fun podcast. It was just for entertainment, no real learning purposes, just fun, with an old friend of mine that we departed ways. But
departed ways.
yeah, no, and it's called Exceptional Anecdote My Sibling, which I couldn't. I wanted to say cool story, bro, but I was like, let's use fun words. So I changed each word. Exceptional meaning cool, anecdote meaning story, my sibling meaning bro.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you for burping right in my face.
Well, you moved right into
I know,
my
I
face.
did kind of move into that. And why? He says, has another podcast. When did you stop doing that podcast and why? Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, we had a difference of opinion. I'm a very happy person and he's not. And I just don't deal with that well. And that's okay. He's a great person. Great person. You can actually find, I'll even promote his stuff. It's Irish2K. Excuse me. Man, why are we burping? I haven't even eaten today. Anyway.
See, with...
Yeah. And hang on, he asked why. So, honestly, the real reason I stopped doing the gaming stuff, I got a new computer. I don't really have time to edit. I really miss it. It's so fun. I taught myself. I'm nothing professional, but it's so fun. It's so fun. And I taught everything. So everything you're seeing right now is all me, and I want to learn more, but I just don't have time. So this podcast, we're gonna keep improving as far as the execution and things like that. The fact that right now my window's open, we're in a bedroom. I should close that window, but I'm not going to because I like the air. Yeah, exactly. Well, we should close it because the heater's on now.
Right.
But suck it up, Buttercup. I don't care. But.
I'm saying it's fine in here.
Oh yeah, exactly right. No, I was saying to her because she'd probably say, "Close the window." Oh, no.
My window's foggy.
Yeah.
Wait, we should.
My window's foggy.
Hey, when they ask us about that, we should be like, "Do you always leave your window open?" Oh, that'd be too rude. Like.
No.
But
Anyway, no work talk. But yeah, so that's why I stopped. It was fun. It was good, but
So
yeah. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So when I found out about spirituality and I applied those principles, I wouldn't call them rules, but yeah, just overall principles to my life.
Mm-hmm.
That not only helped me in my work life, but my personal life as well. Like it all clicked. And really, I didn't even have to meditate to get the full effect. It was honestly, I meditated once just to try it.
Yes,
because
Carter.
I had time, and it did have some benefit, but I realized I did have to have time for it. You know, you do have to spend maybe 10, 20 minutes, but for me, I'd want longer than that because I'd want to relax after it. Because it's a deep experience when you actually get into it, but you have to be relaxed.
Wait, into what again? I'm sorry.
Into meditation.
You know, I was just okay. I thought you were talking about that because I was gonna say I just picked that up after every single day at work, and I didn't. It's not something I read or thought about. I don't even consider it meditation.
Well,
To me, it's just I lay in bed for about as long as I need to. I stare at the ceiling. I just
decompress.
think exactly. I decompress.
But so with this is you put your body in a state of but you end up scientifically what happens is your body ends up releasing a lot of endorphins, you know, and a lot of your natural body pain that you have will relax if you have it, and you slowly just kind of fall away from your body. Like you're there, you're not dying, but imagine like your body just slowly falling asleep, but your mind is active. And then once your physical body stops moving and you're completely relaxed, then your mind goes into a state where you can almost tap into the energy around you, and that's how you would meditate. And by meditating, you would use that to focus on your manifestation.
See, it's so fascinating.
So meditating gets you in a state of mind to where you're clear, you know exactly what you want to manifest in your life. You spend that time, you focus on it. It's almost like it's a way to get your mind into the subconscious, because you need to program your subconscious mind so that your conscious mind will already know that and put it into practice. You know, you have to make that transfer. It's like when you learn information. Like when I was learning this job, most of the stuff I know, I have to take out of my conscious awareness and put it in my subconscious awareness, because you can't always ask those questions.
So it's interesting. All these things, it's fascinating. The reason I'm so interested in about learning, because spirituality to me is no different than, it's literally the same thing I do and experience and feel, but I have different words and names for it.
It eliminates the need to have to, because you know how when you talk to a Christian, they always have to
See, right there, religion. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
Once
But
you
my-
organize it, it's already, go away.
They always
Go
have
away.
to talk about, you know,
Yeah.
this main point. And
Yeah.
you're asking questions that
Yeah.
clearly don't make sense, but they don't want to give the answers to.
Yeah.
And so with spirituality, it takes, you know, Christianity and science, melds them together. The science backs up, you know, the spiritual side or the religious side. But it, like I said, it's not religious, so, but they're similar. And the way science explains it is through energy, and the way spirituality explains it is through energy. And the way it works, it can explain how our universe works. It's led to a theory where our universe is actually alive.
I see. You see, you had the same revelation. You got it sooner than I did, but
And
you know,
so your goal is to be firm in what you
your
want.
brain exploded.
If you're-
Like seriously.
basically, if you're firm in what you want and you know what you want, you have to communicate that.
Yes, yes,
But you have
yes.
to communicate that to the universe.
Well, okay.
So by
interesting.
doing that,
Yeah. Okay.
by doing that, that's what meditation is for. You help. It's almost like you're giving the universe
Well, and I see that. See,
A
right, okay,
signal.
let me just so we
Yeah.
can separate the
Okay.
idea, because just so that you see the not a disconnect, but how I view that.
okay.
When you say give that energy out to the world now, and I know you, even saying that, I feel something. But what I translate that into is I am giving myself motivation. I'm giving myself that energy. I'm giving.
Right.
I am choosing
But right,
to do it.
which-
And
which
I'm
that's
and,
what-
and when
that's
you
the
say
same
hold
thing
on,
like what
and
I'm
when you
saying.
say connecting to the universe, I see that as the choices you make, how you
Yep.
talk to people,
Yep.
everything you touch, everything you do.
Yeah.
It all matters. And
Right.
yes, the universe is very alive.
Right. But once you communicate and you send that signal, then the universe knows what you want, and that's when it starts arranging things.
It agrees with you.
Yeah, because I've realized I've had a lot of.
If you can communicate with a person and a dog, why can't you
right.
communicate with the universe?
I've had a lot of coincidences now, but I don't consider them coincidences. I consider them, they're purposeful. They were meant to happen. You know, I've
Interesting.
improved so much. I'm so much in more control of my life
Exactly.
that
I
I've stopped,
just see. I love this expression.
I've stopped-
This is what I call.
I've
Hold on.
stopped taking certain things
Yeah.
that I've done to the extreme down,
Yeah.
and it's worked better for
Like
me.
I said, you don't drink. You
Yeah,
really
I
don't. You
barely
do
drink.
barely. Yeah.
I barely drink.
Yeah.
I barely even smoke
You
anymore. like
barely
that.
smoke.
I just use it for medical
Yep.
purposes.
Yep.
strictly.
Very true. Very
That's
true.
it.
Yep.
You know, I know my body. If I use
Exactly.
it for a fun purpose,
It
I'll
helps
go-
your. It helps your B or your blood. Your BAC.
It-
your
it
your
helps
blood
your-
sugar or whatever.
It helps my blood sugar in part.
Your sleep.
It helps my sleep and my my nerve issues in my back and my knees.
Anxiety. I don't know about
Anxiety.
you, but anxiety.
I like to use it when I relax, when I'm not doing anything,
Oh, okay,
when I don't
okay.
have to function, because then it's easier. Because I realized if
ADHD,
I
it's
realized
like,
if
yeah.
I was thinking about work while I was still primed for work, and I smoke, and let's say I learn something, I'll forget it.
Mhm.
So what I do is I have to process all of my work stuff, almost download that into a separate file. You know, like put it
Ooh, we
into
are
my
gonna have to wrap up
subconscious,
here soon.
digest it, and then once I digest it, I say, hey, all right, how's my body feeling? What do I need to fix? Oh, I don't need to smoke today? Fine. Oh, my back really hurts, or whatever I'm dealing with. Sugar's slightly high. Okay, smoke a little bit, whatever. It's all medical based.
Yeah. There's a reason for
There's
why
a
you're
re-
doing
right,
exactly. There's
right.
a reason.
It's
for
a
why
form
you're
of
doing it.
control.
It's not. You're not. It's not like I want to get lost in the
Right,
world.
right,
I'm
right.
hiding from
'Cause when-
something.
right,
I'm
'cause
hurting.
when you start hiding
No,
from something,
yeah.
then you become that.
That's when the addiction starts. That's when it's
Right.
used as.
And I know I'm
yeah.
genetically primed to that,
Yeah.
especially for alcohol, which luckily
Yeah.
hasn't, you know.
And thank God for these, by the way. I just want
Right.
to say, seriously, if you don't want to smoke cigarettes, go research it yourself. Doctors will say
I've noticed. So
it's
since I'm diabetic,
so much better.
and
The
every,
vapes.
every time I
yeah.
go in for an appointment, they always take my O2 saturation, blood pressure. They always take everything because they know your sugar affects that. I didn't tell them I smoked cigarettes because I was raised just not to.
Yeah, me too. I hid everything,
But
and that's what
my
men
blood
do. By
pressure
the way.
wasn't high because of that. It was high because of the anxiety, right? When I didn't know I had anxiety. But anyway,
Yeah.
when the anxiety was fixed and I was just smoking cigarettes, it was slightly high. But then when I switched to vaping, it's normal. It might
Yeah.
be slightly higher because I'm vaping nicotine, but it's not so dramatic to where it's like you're smoking cigarettes.
There's no fluid in the lungs.
Right,
there's
right.
no
and I can
it's-
breathe better.
yeah,
My
it's-
breathing has improved.
You know what Dr. Drew said. It just cracks me
And
up to this day.
To give you a perspective, when I was smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes,
yeah.
ingesting smoke, my oxygen saturation was 93 on a bad day getting tested,
Yeah.
and maybe like a 95 on a good day.
Yeah.
Ever since I started vaping both, 99% has been my highest.
Yeah, that means oxygen is
Yeah.
correctly going
Yep.
the right amount.
Now,
of
what's
oxygen.
also helped with that is I've had better blood sugars because sugar does thicken your blood too, so less oxygen getting to your brain. Brain fog explains
brain
that.
fog. Yeah, yeah.
So
I gotta
that's-
look into that a little
That's
more.
helped too. And it's all because of I was finally diagnosed with the right shit.
Yeah.
It was type 1, you're screwed, take this, deal with it, you have to deal with it. Type 2 is like you fix it, you
We should
moderate your
We
life.
should just rename this episode to Captain Diabetes. I mean, seriously.
fits,
yeah,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
So, and also that it also explains why,
yeah, I like this comment. Look at
misdiagnosis
Oh, no, never mind. That's cool.
is the number
There's some
3
chill music in the back. I
leading
like that.
cause of death in America. The
Say it
third,
again,
the
say it
third
again.
leading cause of death in America is misdiagnosis.
Yep,
It
and we
could've
were talking
gotten
about that
to-
earlier.
And they
Yeah,
even told
yeah.
me, I did my own research. They even said that if you're type 2, you can become type 1. And it can also be reversed. You can be type 1 and become type 2.
Yeah.
But since I was diagnosed...
Sorry, I was like half listening for a second.
Since I was misdiagnosed...
I've already heard all this. Tell them. Stop looking at me.
Since I was misdiagnosed, it makes sense because think about it. If I was on insulin for maybe, 5 more years, another year, then my body would be, dependent on the insulin shots, not
yeah.
my natural ability to produce it. We found out in 5 years. I could have been done with this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Never been stressing about this. It's finally getting addressed. I'm finally getting the treatment I deserve. And it's also helped me. I'm more energetic. I'm more in the moment. So I really don't think I had a problem with active listening.
No one was helping it.
It was just worse because of all my health issues. No one was
Yeah.
helping me with my health
Yeah.
issues. I had to learn and get the right treatment to eventually fix that. Because that explains my brain fog. I would have good days where not much brain fog. And other days where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You know
So
what
is
I mean?
that? Yeah, describe it to me. I really don't know
So,
much about brain fog. What is that?
For me, it would be high blood sugars. So
No, but yeah, what does it do to you?
So, okay, so it's hard to think.
Because people started coming out of COVID saying they got
Right.
brain fog.
It's hard to think when communication can be hard. It's just general.
So wait, actually, I think I know why I didn't get
General-
it. I think
general
I
active
understand it.
memory. Yeah.
So I think I understand it. I think I got really lucky when it came to COVID because you know my life. My life is I have my TV shows, my VR, my gaming, and my work and my social time, which is usually in my house.
I never got COVID. I was in a house.
I actually got it twice, which is
I was in a
hilarious.
house full of it.
Yeah.
Both my
Second time was
my
the
stepdad,
worst.
my stepdad, my stepmom, my brother, and my sister all had COVID. I never got it.
So hang on. So here's what I'm thinking. Because my life didn't change. If
Right.
anything, it got better. They were like, "Oh, now you get to they were like, "Sorry, you have to work from home." And I was like, "Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say I'm sorry you have to
No.
work from home?" No.
I was like, yeah.
You're moving me to my computer. You're moving me to my comfort zone, which is dangerous for you or me because I need to now recalibrate how do I work in a place where, you know. No, but hang on.
Right,
I
'cause
think I
that's
didn't get brain fog because my life didn't change.
Right.
Everyone else's did when they stopped going to the office and things
Right,
like
right.
that. My life was the same. I
And
kind of lucked out.
And I went from something to where I didn't want to be to where I wanted to be at home. It solved all of my
Yeah,
issues.
right? Yeah.
And now all I do is I have a separate area next to my bed. So like my bed, I'll hang out, maybe do my
Oh,
breaks.
you should send me a picture sometime. I haven't seen this setup. Maybe you should.
And then I
can't
just
remember.
have a portable table in front of my leather chair, and then I work there. But sometimes, since I have a table where I can put my iPad, I don't always want to lay down anymore. So I'll still sit in my chair. I'll just move my work computer to my ottoman, and then move my iPad to the table and just watch TV. Because I miss that because I don't have my new TV. Guess what? I'm saving money. Once I get comfortable enough and find a good TV that I want, get myself a new fucking TV.
All right,
Dude,
well,
okay, I've been wanting that for
wrap it up. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I've been wanting that for years. It's been so
No,
long.
that's like me and VR, dude. I've wanted VR
Right.
since I found out it existed. I'm
Right.
glad I waited, I didn't wait. I just didn't have the money for it. And then I started working with this job, and I got taxes back and all this
Well, you know
stuff.
what I might do? I might ask my mom and say, "Hey, could you throw in for like part of a TV for my Christmas present?" Because actually, no, she does. She does give me every year $300 cash for Christmas.
Oh wow.
Ar-
Okay.
Around there, yeah. I could
miss those
definitely-
days when you got cash from
Well,
your
no,
family.
'cause
Now
now
they're
that-
just like Merry
see,
Christmas.
but
It's
see,
like,
now
why'd
that-
you send
yeah,
me a
that's what
card?
she-
You could have texted me. It
that's
would
what
have
she
felt
gives
better
me.
than a card.
Hey, that's what she gives me because I'm an adult. I don't tell her I want this, this, and that.
Oh yeah, I never asked for gifts.
I always
I've
tell
never,
her-
never in my life.
I always
Yeah.
tell her
except for
cash.
N64 when I was a kid.
I always tell her cash, and so she'll get me some gift cards and some clothes, but it's mainly cash. So she'll be like, "Here's 200 of what I didn't spend," or "Here's this."
Go buy drugs.
No, she doesn't.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I'm thinking I could use that money toward my TV, and I
Ooh,
wouldn't
yeah.
have to spend very much.
Well, dude, and TVs are. I mean, I don't know
Right.
how big you're. Look, they're getting cheap now. I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
can get
true.
it. You can get a big.
I
This
just-
monitor is cheaper than.
I
Like,
just want like a 72-inch TV that's a smart TV. That's it.
Okay, well that'd be a little more expensive. We could look it up too, but yeah. No, that's
But
yeah. You
I'm
get a
also
little
making-
extra money,
right.
and yeah,
And also, I'm getting bonuses too.
And in
Dude,
April-
I fucking nailed last week and this week in one day. I got 13.
yeah, kill yourself.
Well, no, think about
I'm
it.
sorry, that was a joke. I'd never do that. Don't ever do that. Yeah, you got 13 yesterday, so that means you're already half. Yeah, you're more than halfway to getting
Oh,
bonus.
dude, I got 24.
Wait, this
Or
week?
no, I'm
Wait,
sorry.
this
no,
week?
Hold on. I got 8 yesterday, I think.
No, yesterday.
No,
Didn't
no,
you,
no.
you got 13
yesterday.
yesterday,
No, the day
and then you
before.
got 8 before.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, I hate you so much. All right, look, we're gonna wrap this up. Look, everyone out there, you stay safe. If you want our contact, oh yeah, you know what? Contact information. If you want to send us an email, if you have any
It'll
questions,
be,
anything you want us to discuss. Yeah, what is
Thought Bubble Podcast
Thought-
with us.
it? Thought Bubble. THOUGHTBUBBLE.
PODCASTWITHUS.com.
No, at
Well,
gmail.com.
At gmail.com for the email.
You know what? It's us at gmail.com. All right. And then the phone number is 925-305-6252. Leave a message if you have any questions, concerns, anything you'd like to hear us talk about, because we're always curious. And we want to learn.
And also,
You know.
next podcast,
Yeah,
it'll
you
be,
got an idea?
I'd say it'll be about a conspiracy theory
Okay, we'll do that.
of one of mine. I'm
All right,
thinking
guys.
about it, but
All right. So